Today marks a special day as we celebrate and recognize the contribution fathers and father figures make. The Growing Up Without a Father Foundation is an NPO that aims to assist children without fathers. The foundation's founder, Charlie Peterson, joins me now via Skype to tell us more about his foundation. Charlie, good to talk to you. Good morning. Before we talk about your foundation, I was just looking online and looking at some of the figures at the present moment, and research done by the Human Sciences Council. They say that over 60% of South African children are growing up without fathers. What is going on?
Even more. I think, Tony, I just want to, before I start, wish all the fathers out there a happy Father's Day. And actually, it's a sad Father's Day for us, because if you look what happened during the week, how many women and children were killed by us men, that are carrying the title father. So it's actually very, very sad indeed. No, we're just making kids and throwing them away like sweet papers, Tony, and we're not taking accountability and responsibility. And the kids that are growing like that are going to do the same. So we really need to stop this thing, because I also believe that most of the social ills that we are experiencing now is because of the lack of fathers in the house.
Okay, so you then formed the Growing Up Without a Father Foundation. What does that foundation do? What do you do?
Tony, we started this foundation because I wrote the book Growing Up Without a Father, and I went across the country, even in Namibia, to send the positive message of fathers, that fathers must be accountable. Fathers must go back and look up for their children and everything. So what we are doing now, we've also put in a program, namely the Boy Child to Mentor mentorship program, because we believe if we mentor the boys from the age of 8 already, how to be responsible citizens, when they grow up, then we can make a difference, and also try and change the mindset of the elderly men and the fathers, that, even if you are a father, you need to be present in your house, because you also find, Tony, there's present, absent fathers. He's there, but he's actually not there. So it's about time that we step up as fathers and men to take responsibility and accountability for our mothers, our sisters, our girls, our daughters, and speak up, Tony. We also had a conference last year, a no excuse conference, where we had over 300 men saying that I will was the title, that I'm not going to keep quiet. I'm not going to, entertain somebody on a WhatsApp group that are making jokes of women, sending naked pictures and everything. If it's my friend, either you delete it. So our message is to be responsible and accountable fathers.
And that's the key, isn't it? And I'm talking to you as a man here, the problem is with us, because personally, I would refuse to befriend somebody who does not look after their family, who does not look after their children. And it's almost like we have to actually start talking to each other and saying to each other, listen, yes, brother, what you're doing here is total rubbish.
Yeah, and walk away from someone like that. And even we need to come up now. I was thinking and said we need to have a national men and women's dialogue, where men and women talk to one another, because at this stage there's women movement, there's men movement, but we're not coming together to address this thing together. We need to go out, all the provinces, go to the elders, start with the elders. How did they do this thing right in the past? Up to the youth. So we need to have an endeavor like that, not one that we're gonna, waste endless on and eat food for free. No. Even if we have to do it out of our pocket, we need to do that to save our women and children.
Okay, just talking about your personal experience, you also grew up in that particular circumstance without a father. Did anybody step in as a father figure? How did you cope? What advice do you impart to young kids?
Tony, in the beginning, there was no one. My mother was my father, my everything, because Granny was there, grandfather was there, he passed on. And later, when one started to grow up, you started to look up to, personalities. I started to look up like personalities like Takebule and everything. But what we're finding now is that boys don't have role models anymore. The guy that you look up to is the guy that's going to ask him to sell yaupe. He's going to ask him to go break in, to be part of the group, and to be accepted. So our foundation is trying hard, without funding, to get boys and connect them with men, mentorship programs so that we can have a responsible citizen. We trained over 1,500 boys last year with a financial institution, but due to COVID-19, all funds were pulled out.
Okay, but you've also got the foundation in the United States, I'm correct?
Yes. I'm having a friend that side is supported by Steve Harvey, and I'm also trying now also to get support from child parenting, because our South Africans, we don't want to support one another. We will believe if our Americans support Charlie, then we can also support you.
Okay, it's unfortunate. Listen, thank you so much for what you're doing. The Growing Up Without a Father Foundation founder, Charlie Peterson, talking to us there. He's also got a book by the same title. It's all up to us men.